Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. We got to talk about BB23, and we're at the top 6, and they've done it. The Cookout did it.
History! But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And if you want to support us on Patreon, there's the link on the screen. There's a link in the description. We've got a Discord. Sometimes we do extra shows over there on the Patreon, which...
That's right.
May be happening soon.
We sure will. As soon as this Big Brother wraps up, we will do a rewatch of something fun.
Yes.
We love doing that over on Patreon.
We do.
So yeah, check that
and
out.
merch. Don't forget the
and
merch.
Check out the merch,
Yes.
y'all. Check out the merch. You know what? We have bucket hats over there. And I was like, I'm going to order one. Because
Did it come?
No, I haven't ordered it yet. I'm just
okay.
like in my head. I was like, I didn't know that bucket hats were going to be such a big thing this season.
Yeah.
I didn't honestly know they were back in style. I don't know. Are they?
I mean, literally look at anything that happened 20 years ago and now it's back.
Back in style. All right. Well, I'm going to get a Nerdtainment bucket hat. And if you would like one, you can have one too.
Wow, we are on trend. My goodness.
Let's talk about this Sunday episode.
Yes, we're going to recap that. We have kind of like minimal spoilers because like...
Well, but we do have spoilers.
We do have spoilers,
They're very specific spoilers.
They're very specific.
But you know, when it gets down to 6,
you kind of know what's going to happen.
There's not a lot of movement, you know?
Right.
You know?
Right. But it is very celebratory at the beginning of this episode. The Cookout is, you know, finally able to be the Cookout.
Yes.
Nobody's around anymore. This is history. They've done it. They stuck to the plan. Like, this so often does not happen, you know, that these big alliances form early on and then actually make it all the way.
And also just history. This has never happened that we've had 6 Black people in the house as the final 6. This is massive history. Yeah. I gotta be honest, Thursday I was in the feels. Like I felt it. I was so happy. They did a great ending on Thursday with the hands in.
That was really cool.
And then although I'm very pleased that Big Brother still gave it some time at the top of this Sunday episode because it deserves the attention, my feelings have changed. So I was no longer in a celebratory mood.
Okay. Yeah.
So great Cookouts here.
Yeah.
They did it. The Cookout is all top 6. Yeah. Fantastic.
After the celebration, it is a little bit of like, they flash back to like Kyland pouting a little bit, right? Like he said, no way, that he's frustrated with Hannah because he doesn't understand why Hannah's putting him on the block. Like, why not Ozzy or Tiffany? Ozzy or Tiffany have never been on the block, so why does it have to be me? You know, he's just kind of throwing a fit.
He's got specific demands here. He knows exactly who should be up, and it shouldn't be him.
No.
And honestly, why should anyone be working the game? Why should anyone be caring about jury management when his feelings are on the line?
Yeah. Why are you worried about jury management and not my resume? Right? You know, like he only cares about his stats for his resume. Like, you know, he's playing for himself just as much as everybody else is playing for themselves. So
it's so funny when it's so clearly like a pout, like a tantrum.
Yeah.
When you're like, oh, no one should be worrying about jury management right now. And you're like, no, actually, that's every single day of this game.
Yeah.
Not just when you might go
Exactly. Yeah. And then like when Tiffany pulled him aside and he was like, what do we do? What is this for appearances?
Yeah.
What do we even appearances? Like he just was like,
appearances don't matter.
Yeah.
Why would it matter for her?
And even if he were making a good point, which I see his point, right? Like he's kind of accusing Tiffany of like whatever. But
I get his point that he doesn't want to go on the blog.
Yeah. Sure. He's just acting so crazy that Tiffany's like, whoa.
Yeah. She was like, can we
you were upset.
Down? Yeah.
And I thought I would try to talk to you, but
in reality, Tiffany didn't want him to go up.
Yeah.
Like we got that glimpse in Thursday night's episode where she was like, oh, when Hannah told her. Yeah. She was like, no, why no?
Don't put him up.
I mean, Tiffany has been trying to work with Kyland and she's like, didn't want him to go on the block. And here she's trying to get him to calm down. Yeah. And it's just like, he's like, no, I don't trust you. Yeah. I don't want to, I don't believe you. You're in on this with Hannah is what he's in like, what's the word? He's like inferring? No.
Inferring?
That she knew it was in on this with Hannah to put him up.
Oh, he's implying.
Implying.
The opposite of inferring, yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But same family, same idea.
Well, it started with an I.
Yeah. But, it is this moment now where, yes, the Cookout made it. We did it. Great. But now it's like individual games.
Yes.
They keep like driving that home in the DRs. Like this, people are thinking about their BB end game at this point.
I mean, finally.
So,
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's think about it. Tiffany's going to do a little buttering up of Xavier.
Yeah. Speaking of her thinking about her end game, she's like, so Xavier.
Hey, I've always loved you.
You are not my target.
We're so close.
And I just hope that I am not your target. You know what I'm saying? And he's like,
Okay, and then both of them are like, no, you are my target.
Exactly.
Absolutely going after you.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Hannah's going to apologize to Kyland.
She's got to smooth things over.
And as someone who self-proclaimed someone who cares about every word.
Yeah.
Does not like to misspeak. Says, you literally don't have to apologize. And I was like, okay. Literally, you were not upset. Okay.
Right. We believe you.
Okay.
Then, is this when we see Derek F talking to the guys and we're seeing more of this like Hannah and Tiffany are my targets. Derek F is out here talking about his targets.
Maybe I didn't write it down because you know what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Exactly. As if Derek F was ever going to win a competition.
It does not matter what his targets are at all.
I know.
But I did write down the gentleman.
Yes, right. This is where Kyland and Xavier, they've been, obviously, it's been, men versus women on the Cookout for a while now.
For a while.
And so Xavier and Kyland have been working together, but they kind of formalize it here.
Yes.
As the gentleman.
This is the official, let's give it a name, the gentleman. Kyland wants to be the Cody to Xavier's Derek.
Truly.
For whatever reason, I'm not fully understanding or following his reasoning, but here we are. He is devout and loyal to Xavier, and Xavier is going along with it.
Of course.
I do not believe that Kyland is Xavier's final two by any means.
But I think Xavier's like, great, because I could beat you. So if I do end up in the final two with you,
true.
Okay, I don't mind that. I'll take this.
I'll take
deal.
It.
Whatever.
If you'd like to take me to final two, works.
And Kyland straight up says in the DR, I want to go to the end with the best, and I will never understand that school of thought. I want to get the best out because you've still beat them. You don't have to wait until you're in the final two to beat the best. Beat them earlier and guarantee yourself the check when you're sitting in those two seats.
If you get them literally out of the game, you have beat them.
Yes.
These 6 people have beat all the rest that are not in the game anymore.
That's right.
Even the ones sitting in jury, you have beat them. Derek F beat Claire.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you don't have to sit in final two.
Yeah, right. Like, why didn't you I would say like Derek X was probably better at this game than Xavier. But you didn't feel the need to like bring him to final two to beat the best in the final two chairs. It's just such a strange way of thinking.
It is.
I just feel like he's using it to justify going after other people. He just likes Xavier.
What is he justifying? There's a lot. I have different thoughts every day. Yes to this. They love to make justifications for getting people out.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany's the target, period. End of story.
Exactly.
And so they will come up with all sorts of different reasons to make that justification. But I also just really sit here and contemplate what Kyland is actually thinking. And sometimes I think he's scared to actually lose the game. Like play his best game.
Yeah.
Get to the end and lose next to whoever. So if he puts on this front that he's taking the best to the end and loses next to them,
he lost to the best.
Then he's like, I knew that might be the thing, and I'm okay with it, right? Because God forbid he sit next to Tiffany and lose his ego couldn't handle it, right?
No.
Some days I think that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just my psychology.
It's a weird thing, though. Like, it's a line of reasoning that doesn't make any sense. But for whatever reason, he thinks Xavier's the best and they deserve to be sitting next to each other. And he would be proud to lose to Xavier. Okay, great.
Great. Here we are.
Yes.
They're the gentlemen.
That's right. So then we get to the HOH challenge.
Yes.
This is a challenge that I think everybody hates, right? Oh. Not viewers, but like people playing it. Nobody has fun with this challenge. Everybody is like miserable. Hannah's sitting there. She can't play. She's like staring off into the distance, can hardly pay attention.
Like, do I have to sit here the whole time?
The producers are like, Hannah, we need you to say, like, keep it up, Derek F. You know,
Hannah, stay awake.
Yeah. And like, it's just so monotonous. I cannot imagine participating in this challenge because it takes forever and you fail so many times.
Yeah, but as viewers, we love it.
Yeah.
Because they get so frustrated.
Yeah.
But you know what? Oh, here's my first question. Where was the comics?
What do you mean?
This is BB Comics Week. They told us that on Thursday.
Oh.
And, they had comic themed, like the puzzle was like a comic logo.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were like in a chicken coop. And I... was like, is there superheroes on the wall? No, nothing. I was confused on the theme tie-in here.
Okay, yeah.
Please let me know in the chat if I missed something. I was really looking for it.
Yeah.
But it's
Okay. Good question. Because it's just, I guess they just wanted to bring back that guy who yells all the time. They love him.
And that's fine.
They love him.
Yell it up in a chicken
That's
soup.
right.
That's fine with me.
So we've got like Ozza's actually good at getting the eggs. It seems like she's got nimble fingers, but she cannot direct. I mean, we saw it with the Martini Challenge. She had no hope of winning this and directing an egg down a ramp to hit a target. No, not going to happen.
Same with Tiffany. Tiffany is just like, fine, get it on over. Yeah. And then the ramp, no, not even close.
Just keeps falling off the sides, like just not good. It really is Derek F. or Kyland. Shockingly, Derek F. is in it. I don't know if the edit is like making it seem like Derek F. is more in this than he is. But the fact is that they both got 2 targets down.
They did. He almost won this. They couldn't stop talking about it on the feed. So I think it's accurate. Big D almost won this. I honestly did love, he's talking to the egg. At some points, he's talking to the wall and talking to himself.
Yeah, it was funny.
There's a lot of talking to get through this. He's hyped up. Yeah. I mean, finally, he's off his daybed. Let's go. Woo! Let's get these eggs down the ramp or the runway for him.
Yes.
His eggs were
they're planes.
Down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're models.
Yeah. And knock it over. But ultimately, Kyland gets 2 down. He gets 2 down. But before we get a winner, we do get a cutaway.
Right.
It's a little game talk.
On, I think the Chiron was like day 62. And this is Tiffany and Hannah now talking to Kyland. So that's a little hint for you that Kyland's about to win something because
Big D's not in this conversation.
Right. Exactly. So this is Tiffany and Hannah trying to make a final 3. Trying to align with a guy who I guess they think that he could win. What you tell me, Sarah? Is it because they think he could win comps because he is a comp beast, right? Mm-hmm. Or is it because they think they can manipulate him, or is it both?
Okay, so this was last week. So what? It's lovely on the camera. What has led up to that? Right, was that Kyland is a comp beast. He's in it. He can win stuff, but he's also made himself a target at this point.
Right.
And so there have been varying thoughts of like, we can't stand Kyland. Get him out. He's horrible. He's selfish.
He's annoying.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point that they realized, no, Kyland is Tiffany's shield. They need to both be in. They need to go after Xavier. Mm-hmm. He's the threat / target. Can't sit next to him at final 2.
Yeah.
So we need to really make sure Kyland knows we are loyal to him.
Right.
They've been, all kind of working together here and there, whatnot. But like this was a nighttime conversation that they really wanted to push. Hey, let's make a final 3. We need you. And this was their downfall. And we can talk more about this later.
Mm-hmm.
But the ladies really stressed that they needed Kyland. They do not want to sit next to Xavier. We need you. Let's make this final 3. And you can even see it in Kyland's face. He was like, okay, what's the name? Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
I know. Kyland's not good at hiding that stuff at this point, or maybe ever.
But yeah, so that's that conversation. Then we get back to the comp and
Kyland wins.
Kyland wins.
Gets his third HOH. And this is kind of the point in the episode where I'm like, these DRs are starting to feel real produced to me. Because Tiffany's all like, I feel good with Kyland being the HOH. I'm like, Tiffany is smarter than this. Like, she does not feel good. Somehow they convinced her to say this. Because it fits into the story that they're telling with this final 3 that they've just made, you know, even though we don't really believe that, you know. So I guess the casual fans maybe are buying into this, but I'm not buying the DRs from Tiffany that she feels comfortable.
No. She, on one hand, she should feel comfortable. Hey, they've been working together. On the other hand, they've never really clicked. Yeah. Even though they were hooking up. David, did you know they were hooking up? I don't talk about this stuff on this channel, but so they did connect on some levels. So she could have been safe, but anyway. Okay, let's move on to the conversation where Big D is very upset that he lost this comp.
Oh, he is feeling so sorry for himself. Oh my goodness. He just wants to be a threat. You know, he really wants to win a competition so that people respect his game. And he's kind of like crying, right? And is it Kyland who comes in the room and Derek is like, sorry, I'm just having a moment. And he's like, congratulations once again. Like, just the least sincere congratulations that has ever been wished to anyone.
Yes. Okay. So I mean, I do feel for Big D. He can't win a comp to save his life.
Can't.
Him and Ozza both. They cannot win comps, and they constantly go back and are sad and upset. And I feel for you because it stinks to lose and lose and lose. And then the one time Big D is close, and he didn't get it.
Pull it out.
He can't pull it out. But I do want to just talk about Kyland here for a moment. Here, let's bring it down first. Let's just a second here. Because Kyland, you know, he walks in.
You're not going to bring up him and Tiffany hooking up.
No.
Are you? Okay.
We're
not going to bring that
up.
As
much as I'm going to possibly say about it.
Thank you.
It's out there on the internet. Feel free. So Kyland comes in and they actually cry together. And Kyland says, I didn't mean to win.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted you to have it.
I saw it. I saw you winning.
And I just thought, I'll take a practice shot. But I didn't mean to win. I didn't want this. And in that moment, I was like, first off, what's happening right now? I know that's a lie because Kyland's been talking for weeks about how he wanted the final 6 HOH. You can do 6 and then 4, and that's a perfect setup for him. He's had no intentions of throwing this. Why is he crying about it to Big D? But I assume it's just game. Then he walks into he walks into the pantry, and then he told us via Cam Talk that he didn't want this HOH, that he didn't mean to win it, that he took a practice shot.
Does he think we're stupid?
Thank you. Kyland, you may not gaslight me. You may not lie to me. What are you doing, sir? No.
Also, if you're trying to throw it, you don't take a practice shot. You tilt that runway and let the egg fall right off the side.
Thank you.
You know?
That's how you throw it. There's no practice shot. He already did it twice perfectly. Exactly. And then you had a few mess ups. So you've done enough. Like, who's buying this story? And he said it to everyone. He said it to Xavier. He said, like, these people must in their head go, huh?
Yeah.
Because that's what I did from here. I said, huh? There's no practice shot.
No.
Who are you trying to fool here?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we see then Kyland moves on. Now he's talking to Xavier.
Yeah.
This is like right outside the have not room, right? Like in the hallway or whatever. Yeah. And he's telling him like my cart targets are Tiffany and Hannah. And that sets up these one-on-ones that we see. The first one is Kyland and Tiffany. And Tiffany's, you know, again, sticking to her story, which is a good story. Xavier should be her target. But she's saying like he's a huge jury threat. We know he's been throwing things. Like she's saying the right things. Kyland does acknowledge here that Tiffany is a big threat too, you know? So he's not buying what she's selling because he just made a final 2 with Xavier, but.
Wait, so Kyland did say that in the DR. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. So I want to note that Kyland and Xavier in this episode both said that Tiffany is a big competitor threat in their DRs.
Right.
I'm making this note because they have never once said that inside the house on the live.
Just in the DRs.
Just producer prompted in the DRs.
Yeah.
Never been said in the house. But yeah, so, okay, let's talk about this Tiffany Kyland talk.
Yeah.
Because Tiffany came into that talk in like a puppy dog with her tail between her legs. She came in very meek, very apologetic. She started to explain a bunch of stuff from the past when they've had miscommunications in the past. And she starts apologizing left and right for all of these other things that she did.
Mm-hmm.
She did not come in with, we have a final 3. Let's talk.
Right.
So Xavier is the target. We should go after Xavier. Or are you thinking, who are your noms here?
Right.
What's your approach? When you're aligned with someone,
when you're working together,
in like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Hannah did it. Hannah came in and she was like, all right, here's my pitch.
Yeah.
I will give you these things if you keep me safe.
Yeah.
I will be loyal to this. I will take you to final 2. Like she lays it out because unfortunately, Tiffany thought that that's how she should go in, that she should apologize.
Did she think it was because she could be a target? So she's leading with an apology?
Yeah, she's thinking her and Kyland, even though they've had a final 2 since week 3, and they have worked together, they've also bumped heads. They've miscommunicated.
And she just won that She just refused to throw that HOH to him.
Just refused to throw that HOH to him. Then they canoodled, and then he got put on the block and got mad that night.
Yeah.
So she comes in full steam, like, I'm so sorry. And she's saying things like, I need you. And here's my theory on Kyland.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many theories, and they change daily, so this may change. But he doesn't respect if you need him and are meek. Like Sarah Beth was like that, and he manipulated her and sent her out the door, right?
Right.
He found out that Xavier didn't trust him. There was a day, I forget what day it was, but via Hannah, via Tiffany, it got back to Kyland that Xavier didn't trust Kyland. Mm-hmm. And it was then that he chose the Xavier side. He could have rode the middle there for a while, but he chose the Xavier side after he found out that Xavier didn't need him, didn't want him, didn't trust him. Doesn't matter.
It's that thing where you want the thing that doesn't want you.
Yes. And Tiffany, on the other hand, is like,
I need
I'm
you.
I'm trying to work with you. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be your friend. I need you.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want that.
Yeah. He's like, I bet you need me, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't need you. Is the vibe that I'm picking up here from this.
Interesting.
So unfortunately, Tiffany doesn't know that. She hasn't figured that out. And so he's not convinced to do anything other than what Xavier, who doesn't need him, wants.
Oh, God. That's awful. You're just bringing up a lot of
it's
things.
not good for Kyland's game, but it's great for Xavier's game.
Oh, yeah. No, Xavier's doing great, folks. In case you missed it, Xavier's in an amazing spot.
Yeah.
But after the Tiffany one-on-one, we see the Hannah one-on-one. And it is a different vibe. Like you say, she comes in, she actually kind of has a pitch, but she is also saying, if I were you, Xavier would be my target. Like if I were the HOH, I would be targeting Xavier. Kyland kind of hints to her, like, what if I used you as a pawn? Like he doesn't come out and say that, but he's hinting at it.
But you're safe.
Uh-huh. How would you feel about that?
She's like, okay.
She's like, okay, I got it. Message received. So, Kyland is now choosing here in between working with Tiffany and Kyland, between working with Tiffany and Hannah and working with Xavier. And this is because it seems like everyone agrees that Azza and Derek F are goats. We're just not really even acknowledging them in strategy conversations because we can get them out whenever we want, or we could just drag them to final 2. Who really cares, right?
Hannah does say, I don't like that they haven't played. Like her whole thought is that she doesn't think they deserve to be in final 2.
Yeah.
That's the only discussion point about them. But they're loyal to Xavier, so leaving them in
again
is very specifically going in one direction in this
favors
game.
One person.
Yep.
So then we get the nominees, right?
Yes.
He nominates Tiffany and Hannah. He has chosen to work with Xavier. It is genuinely kind of weird to see 2 members of the Cookout on the nomination board,
right?
Because we just have not seen that. So that's like, oh wow, okay, we're at that point in the game now. But he also makes it clear in his speech that Tiffany is his target, because he says to Hannah, I needed to make sure that if you won veto, you used it on yourself, meaning not Tiffany. So he's making it clear here that his target is Tiffany. And that is the Sunday episode.
That's the Sunday episode, you guys. So let's do a little song and dance.
Okay. Ready?
Spoilers. Hey.
All right. Kyland won the veto. And the veto was BB Comics.
Yes, of course, because it's BB Comics week.
There's the BB Comics.
Okay, just on that. Okay. Got it. All right. That's fine. I mean, I feel like I thought Hannah had a good shot at it.
Tiffany apparently was like really frustrated. Like, what did I miss? What did I miss? Like, I guess she really,
out. She couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
So she timed out. Kyland got it. Good for him. Another comp.
I know.
I've been pretty honest that I don't love his game moves.
His strategy I don't love, but
at least he has comp wins. That is something he can say if he does make it to final 2.
Truly.
I don't think he's going to make it to
I mean, if he keeps winning like this, I think it does become complicated for Xavier to beat him in a final 2 scenario. You really can't deny those kind of stats, and he's just racking them up. Like, he could, Xavier keeps talking about well, I've been throwing it. And it's like, okay, but you supposedly stopped throwing it at this point. So can you win something against Kyland? We'll find out.
I mean, so far, no, he's lost twice to Kyland. So I do not respect a game that you've thrown everything up until now.
Yeah.
I don't respect it. But if you can win
win out, great.
Because you do have someone playing against you that is really good at comps.
Absolutely.
Kyland has got that down for sure.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Kyland is not going to use the veto. There was a slight discussion. Both Xavier and Kyland had this idea that if they could make Hannah feel like they're saving her, take her down.
Yeah.
It was originally Xavier's idea before noms happened, and then Kyland was like, I think I might do that.
Because they wanted to ensure that Hannah wasn't going to go after them the next week, right? Like, if we save her off the block, then she won't be targeting us. Yeah, right. Like, Hannah's smarter than that. She's still going to target you. Yeah, but okay. Good for you to at least consider that, I guess. You got to consider all angles. Tiffany did make a pitch to Kyland where she was like, again, she's like, you need to be keeping players that you think you can beat. Me, not Xavier. She's really trying to shift the focus to Xavier. And it's like, this is a fool's errand to try to get him to target Xavier because he has a final 2 with Xavier. So it's not going to work.
Yeah, I wish she knew that she needed to sit down and say, I am the best player. Here are all the things I've done.
Yeah.
You can't beat me.
You can't beat me.
But no one in their right mind would do that in this game.
But it turns out that's how you win Kyland over. You can't
play in your right mind.
Yeah.
That's Kyland, I guess. So they don't end up taking Hannah down because that would leave the door open for Ozza to make a flip.
Right.
Just in case Ozza got wild and crazy.
Can't trust those ladies. You can't really trust Hannah and Ozza together.
Women? No. Get them in the kitchen where they belong. Okay?
Right. Yes.
Not making moves in a game like this. That would be unacceptable. So they ultimately do not use the veto here, and we are going to end the week with Hannah and Tiffany on the block, and Tiffany's is very much the target.
Yeah.
Thank you for the bits, Bruce. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bruce.
Okay.
That's really it, spoiler-wise, right? There's not a lot of... There's really no game talk to do at this point,
Well, Tiffany already tried.
She tried.
I mean, she doesn't stop trying.
I was going to say, I think we will continue to see her try all week. And that's why we love her, right? Because she is playing Big Brother. She's such a strategic player. She's smart. I really think there's just not anything she can do ultimately, but we've seen stranger things happen on Big Brother, so I don't know, but it's very likely that she will be heading home.
Here's what has happened so far, and it's only Monday, so who knows by the time. Although, I should say this. I don't think it's happening on Thursday. So, things like the backyard started to close. The veto ceremony was super early this morning. Things are off schedule.
So you don't think it's a live double eviction?
I don't think so. I went back and double checked. Julie does not say a live double eviction on Thursday. She says a special 2-hour double on Thursday. So what I think is going to happen is I think the feeds go down on Wednesday. They will tape a double eviction, and then they will keep the feeds down probably until Friday or maybe Thursday. I don't know when they would come back because.
So you think they'll tape the first eviction Wednesday and then maybe tape like HOH veto, but still do a live eviction on Thursday?
No, I think they're going to do everything we would see on a double Thursday on Wednesday.
Oh.
And then Wednesday night, they will play the next HOH for the following week because that's Friday's episode. Remember, everything's pushed up. There's no Sunday episode.
Because we were talking about like Friday feels like a clip show because how can you turn it around from a live eviction show on Thursday? But what if there is no live eviction show on Thursday, Sarah?
What if they push up the schedule? So I think that's what's going to happen. So when I say it's only Monday, we actually have less time this week. I'm pretty sure. This is my educated guess.
Wow. Okay. So you think then we'll get a double eviction. We'll see the 2 evictions on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll see that on.
And then Friday, we'll see the HOH.
I think we'll normally, what we would normally see on a Sunday, we'll see Friday.
Okay.
I think that's what it seems like they're doing.
Good theory. I'll buy it.
So Tiffany has already started to campaign. She is very specifically throwing Hannah under the bus.
Good.
Look, you do what you
got to do. What you got to do. Sorry. I know you 2 had a final 2, but you're sitting on the block next to each other now. So it's you. It's all about you at this point. Sorry, Hannah.
She told Xavier and Big D that Hannah is coming for, not Big D. She told Xavier that Hannah is coming for him.
True.
Even though she is too. She's making deals and lying to him, but she is coming for him. And the only unfortunate thing about this is that it's not changing Xavier's vote, but it did change the way he looked at this next HOH.
Oh.
He's done throwing things, guys.
He's going to start winning.
But he really wants the final 4 HOH. So if he won this final 5 HOH, he wouldn't be eligible to play, right? So he doesn't really want it, even though he's done throwing.
He's not going to throw it.
He's not going to throw it, guys, but he doesn't want it. He wants final 4. But when he heard that Hannah, he was already targeting Hannah, but he didn't think he had to immediately. He thought he had breathing room.
Yeah.
So he had a conversation with Ozza after he talked to Tiffany, and he kind of was fishing for information, was like, wait, so I think I have to win
and go after
this HOH to... Because otherwise Hannah will win this HOH and take a shot at it.
What he'll probably do is he'll just wait for Hannah to drop.
If it's a dropping type thing,
yeah. Or wait for her to be out. If it's a quit, if it's a true or false, whatever, he'll wait. He will play probably as long as Hannah plays.
Yeah.
But then he's not going to throw it. I want to be clear. He's definitely not going to throw it.
He's not throwing it, guys.
Is out.
He's not throwing comps anymore. But he might not win it.
Right.
But he will stay in if Hannah is in it because he is worried now that she's coming for him, and she is.
Yep.
So
she is.
He should be worried. Thank you for the super chat.
Thanks, Jay. Oh, wow. I might just win this season in a surprise twist. Expect the unexpected.
All right.
So
I don't know. I have pretty good points. I have to bring that up. I don't know what I have.
Yeah, I know you do. It is with the Kyland on your team now. You are going to eat that draft up.
Look, I don't understand his game moves, but I will take the points from his.
This is why I need Xavier to stop throwing things.
Yes.
So that I can get those points.
That's right.
He did win that veto.
He did.
That he didn't need to win with Alyssa sitting on the block, but he won it anyway. So that I liked that.
Yeah, you got that. You got that point. He also won that veto back when he didn't need to, and it put him as the third nominee.
True. That's true. He did do that.
Look, if I'm going to write down all the things that Xavier did, they don't add up to greatest Big Brother player of the season. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, he needs to start.
That social game's pretty darn stacked.
Yeah.
And although he won't thank Tiffany, I will thank Tiffany on his behalf because she protected his butt. He would have been out before 6 had he not been protected by Tiffany and Hannah.
I'm sad that Tiffany's going. I mean, I get it. Like,
sure,
she's the mastermind.
The best player of this season.
She came up with the cookout and the whole plan with the plus ones and everything. Strategy. So
she came up with the +1 strategy. She pushed people to get that. Like at that time, Hannah and Derek X were not that close. She was just kind of flirting with them, but she got that to become a bigger thing. She protected X when people talked about him. She protected Derek F when Claire and DX wanted to take him out. He was sitting on the block. I mean, I know that it's hard to see everything when you're in the game, but they owe so much to Tiffany.
I know.
So bummer that they're taking her out. But yes, she is the best player of the season. Yeah. So she should be a target.
Should get her out. Yeah. But I'm sad as a viewer to see her go.
Very sad as a viewer.
Would rather see Derek F or Ozza go, frankly. You know?
Yeah, or honestly, Hannah. And not that I want to lose Hannah. I don't want to lose anybody. Yeah. But
I could lose Kyland.
But if Kyland's HOH, I could definitely lose Kyland. But if Kyland were HOH, as he is, he could still stay perfectly positioned between Xavier and Tiffany. Keep them both as numbers. Keep them both going after each other. And just weaken them by putting Hannah and Big D on the block. Or Hannah and Ozza.
Yeah.
And whichever one goes, you have weakened the defenses of these two targets.
That's true.
That's what I think that he should have done, but he went ahead and chose a side.
He did
real early.
He did
in enough time for other people to take you out.
Yeah,
because you're leaving in Xavier's supporters, Big D.
I know.
Awesome.
I know. Xavier is probably going to win this season.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, let's talk about that because in Tiffany's pitch to Big D today, she was talking about how Xavier is like set up so perfectly to win this game, and he said. You think he literally said, David, he said, sitting next to me, he wins like that, just like that. What? Sitting next to me, he wins. And she's like, yeah, sitting next to you, he wins. And then she said a few things. And then he was like,
wait, I want to circle back.
He said, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a close one. Me sitting next to Xavier. He's already there in his head. It's happening. Yeah. He said, us sitting next to each other in the final 2, I think it's going to be close or difficult. And she said, not for me. She said, I'm voting Xavier. Sarah Beth's voting Xavier. Alyssa's voting Xavier. DX is voting Xavier. Like she just like went down the list. Oh
my God.
And honestly, from that moment on today, Big D was shook. He was like,
should be.
What is she talking about? He genuinely thinks, and then he'll say things like, once they know about the cookout, then they'll know it wasn't all Xavier. I manipulated people. I made all of these moves happen. Baby, he says it with a straight face.
Oh, the things you can convince yourself of. It is wild.
It's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
He genuinely doesn't see that he might just have Brittany's vote. I think he'll get Brittany's vote.
Okay.
If he sits next to Xavier.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, and Ozza, maybe.
Yeah, because they're jokers, right?
Yeah.
Jokers will vote for DF.
That little crew is loyal.
Sure.
So he's going to get 2 votes if he's sitting next to Xavier. That's it. But he thinks he did a lot more. I would love to hear it, actually. I'd love to hear his final 2 speeches.
Me too. Yeah. Let's see that. Xavier versus Derek F.
It might happen. Very well might happen, you guys.
Oh, Lord.
Well, that is it.
That's it.
That is where we are.
Yeah.
In this game.
Well, I'm excited that it's not going to be a clip show on Friday. I really hope you're right. It might be.
I'm guessing.
But I think that's a really good guess. So I'm hoping for that.
Yeah. I think the only downside is we're going to lose feeds for most of Wednesday, but they'll come back eventually, and then we'll have a heads up.
Yeah. But down to 4 after Thursday.
Yes, that's the thing. Who's going to go out after Tiffany? That's the question.
Yeah.
If Hannah wins, it'll be Xavier or Kyland.
If Xavier or Kyland win.
Kyland can't play, so Xavier.
Okay.
We'll probably send out Hannah. I don't think anyone will send out Kyland. We thought Kyland was in danger, but he covered himself with some very specific deals. Although, no, let's see, back that up, because Hannah will put Xavier and Kyland next to each other.
So if Xavier wins Veto, then Kyland would go.
Definitely. If Xavier wins Veto, Kyland might go. I don't know, because Big D has a lot of control over Azza here and how she votes.
I love working let's work the, Hannah's HOH, right?
Hannah's HOH.
She puts up Kyland and Xavier.
Kyland and Xavier.
Xavier comes down.
Okay.
Hannah puts up DF.
She would have to. There's no one else.
So then it's Kyland and DF, but Azza and Xavier are our votes. Who are they voting for?
Azza saves DF every time.
Okay. And Xavier will save Kyland because they have a final 2. And then Hannah breaks the tie and Kyland goes home.
Boom. Hannah, take your pick. Do whatever you want.
Interesting.
Woo!
Well, then I want Hannah to win HOH.
I definitely want Hannah to win HOH. What I don't want is a steamroll of the men just taking out all the women.
Which is where
that's
what the conversations are. They have been that way. I mean, to be fair, the women have been talking about we got to get the men out too. But I do not want to see that just work out, for the men. Like,
no. We need a little back and forth.
Yeah.
We need a little something there to keep us interested and excited.
Yes.
Right? Yes, there is a little bit of hope here for the women.
A little bit.
All right, you guys in the chat, thank you so much for joining us. Look, we're going to get through it together, you guys.
We are. And if you're joining us later, leave us a comment and let us know how you're feeling about Tiffany probably going home. But then what do you want to see for that? Next HOH, that one's going to be exciting. And I guess at this point, let us know who you think is on track to win. That's where we are in the game now.
Yeah, get your winner picks in. Let us know. All right, we'll see you next time, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.